So the Denver Broncos' 50-year sellout streak's about to come to an unofficial end because fans will not be allowed at next Monday's season opener against the Tennessee Titans. Now, the rules may change in time for people to pack in there for Tom Brady's visit 2 weeks later. Our Marshall Zellinger has been doing the socially distanced math.
You're used to seeing Mile High, I'm not paid to call it that corporate name, stadium like this, as a building. Because of COVID, it's better to look at it like a blueprint and a calculation. The state's own COVID-19 website has a social distancing space calculator. It helps estimate what capacity would be allowed for indoor and outdoor venues, assuming you get your variance approved. And since people will be free to move around, this formula takes into account a 12-foot separation instead of the 6-foot social distance that's been a mantra for 6 months. The calculator comes with a warning. It's for entertainment and planning purposes only. It does not allow you to violate existing public health orders, which currently limit outdoor venues to no more than 175 people. To use the calculator, you just need to know the square footage of the venue. Based on the construction documents, Mile High's 6th-level square footage is 1.8 million. So let's type in 1.8 million square feet. The calculator defaults to exclude 30% of the space for furniture, equipment, and displays. Our estimate is 8,750 people. Let's drop it to exclude 0% of the space. What would be the estimate for 1.8 million square feet without any barriers? The formula spits out 12,500 fans. But we're overestimating here because that 1.8 million square feet includes not just the seats, but the field and the concourse and other areas where fans cannot sit and watch the game. If you're like me, you're thinking, wait, the Broncos can try to allow fans outdoors for a game? What's going on with Vandermeer Speedway? Why can't it have more than 175 spectators? The answer seems to be permission. Before Vandermeer's first attempt at that July 4th event, Jefferson County tried to get another variance from the state's limit to allow more people for outdoor events. But they put variances on hold because of an increased caseload of COVID-19, and the state sets the limits, asks permission to go beyond the limits, but you need permission granted first. Kyle.